Hi children, good afternoon to you all. So today we are going to continue with our chapter 8, that is comparing quantities. So today we are going to see a problems based on tax. Okay, so already in the previous class we have seen some problems based on tax. So today we are going to see some problems based on value added tax and GST. Okay children, now let's continue the session. So the first question is, I purchased a hair dryer. You know, right? People used to use hair dryer after bath, right? So I purchased a hair dryer for rupees 50, sorry, 5,400. 5,400, including 8% of value added tax. In short form, we can write it as VAT. Find the price before value added tax was added. For example, you can take yourself. So you are going to your shop and you are buying a hair dryer. So what is the price? What is the selling price? So the shopkeeper has sold to you for the price of 5,400. So in that 5,400, 8% was the tax. So including the tax, it was 5,400. So what you want to find? You want to find the price before the value added tax. So without the tax, you want to find the price. That is the question. Is it clear, children? I'll explain one more time. You are going to your shop and you are buying a hair dryer. So the price was 5,400. So in 5,400, 8% was tax. So you want to find the price of hair dryer without the tax amount. Is it clear now? Now take and write the given. So selling price. What is the selling price of a hair dryer? 5,400. So this I have written for your understanding. Okay. So value added tax plus price is 5,400. So for with the tax amount only 5,400. So tax amount plus the price is 5,400. It is given in the question. It is given in the question. Okay. Now without the tax amount, what is the price? We don't know, right? With the tax amount, you all know the price was 5,400. Without the tax amount, we don't know the price amount. That is what we want to find. So let the price before VAT. Before adding the tax, the price amount we are taking it as X. We don't know, that's why we are taking it as a variable X. So what is the tax amount given? 8%. Value added tax is equal to 8%. So value added tax is 8% of price, okay, of price amount. So we don't know that price amount, right? So we'll take that just X. So 8 by 100 into that amount. We are taking that amount as X. With the tax amount only 5,400. So we don't want to write that amount. So 8 by 100 into X. Now cancel it. 8 and 100 we can cancel by using 2 table. Cancel it and you'll be getting the answer 2x by 25. Check it. We can write 4 2s are 8. This is 50. 100 divided by 2, 50. Again we can cancel by 2. 2 2s are 4. Then 25. So 2 into x, 2x by 25. So this is VAT. Okay, this is VAT. Now, price plus VAT is equal to selling price. So, what is price amount? We don't know, right? Plus X plus, what is VAT? We have calculated now. 2X by 25. 2X by 25 equal to, what is selling price? 5,400. Now LCM method. 25 into x cross multiplication. 25 into x, 25x plus 1 into 2x, 2x. Look at here, 25x plus 2x by 25 equal to 5400. Now 25 plus 2, 27x by 25 equal to 5400. This is an equation, right? Now write x is equal to, bring this 27 and 5 to the right hand side, it becomes reciprocal. Now cancel it and check whether you are getting the answer x is equal to 5000. So without adding the tax, the amount was 5000. So with adding the tax, we are getting the amount 5400, right? In the question, they are asking without the tax amount, find the price. So we have calculated and we got answer is 5000 rupees. Is it clear, children? Is it clear now? So in the question, they have given the selling price including the tax. So the tax amount was 8%. So we want to find out the price by removing the tax amount. So we have done the calculation part and we have found out the answer as 5000. Now let's see the next problem. Here an article was purchased for rupees 1239 including GST. Here goods service tax. They have added the goods service tax and the total price was, including the tax, the total price was 1239. So the GST was 18%. Find the price of an article before GST was added. There the same model question. There we want to find out the price without adding the VAT. Here without adding the GST, we want to find the price amount. Is it clear, children? So let the original price be X. We don't know the original price. So we are taking original price as X. We are taking the original as X. So with the tax, we know the amount was 1239. So without the tax, we don't know. So we are taking that as X rupees. So GST is equal to 18% of that original price. 18% of that original amount. So original amount is X, right? So 18 by 100, right, in fraction. 18 by 100 of means into the original amount, that is X. Now cancel it. You'll be getting the answer 9x by 50. 9x by 50. Look at here. 9 2s are 18. Then 100 divided by 2, 50. 9 into x, 9x by 50. So this is GST. This is GST 9x by 50. Now what is the bill amount, children? What is the bill amount? Bill amount they have given 1239 including the tax. So GST plus original price is equal to the bill amount, right? So original price is X. We are taking it as X. And what is GST? 9x by 50. So this 2 plus is the bill amount, right? So we want to find out the original price. So X plus 9x by 50 equal to 1239. Now cross multiply. 50 into x, 50x plus 9x. 50x plus 9x by 50. So 50 plus 9, 59. 59 by 50 equal to 1239. So x is equal to, when you bring this 59 to the right hand side, it becomes 50 by 59. So cancel it or multiply and divide it and check whether you are getting the answer 1050 rupees. So this is the original amount. Okay, the two problems are same method. There it is value added tax and here it is GST. They have given the price including the tax and they are asking to find out the original amount without tax. So we want to separate the tax from the amount. So by using the formulas, by using the equation method, we are doing the calculations and we are finding the original price. So please do and see these problems. If you find any difficulty, So please text me. I'll give an explanation. Or else in the next class I'll include this problem again and I'll revise it. Okay, children. So the next question is. So the last topic of this chapter is compound interest. Okay, so before going to learn about compound interest, just recall about simple interest what we have learned in the previous year. So what is simple interest, children? For example, you are borrowing a money from your friend. So each month, maybe after 3 or 4 months, you are going to return the money, but each month you will be paying the interest. That is a fixed amount. Maybe for example, you are borrowing 500 rupees from your friend, but the interest was 10 rupees. Each month you want to pay 10 rupees. So it's a fixed amount, right? 10 rupees is a fixed amount. So till you return that 500 rupees, you want to pay the interest. So in simple interest, always the interest is same every year. There won't be any change in the interest for simple interest. But for the compound interest, the interest gets changes each year. For example, you will have a deposit in your bank, right? Your parents used to put some deposit, fixed deposit in bank, right? So, for example, you are depositing 50,000. So, for the 50,000, some interest will be generating that year. Then next year, 50,000 plus interest is a total amount, right? So next year, your parents will be having 50,000 plus interest in their bank account. So for that total amount, 50,000 plus interest, for that total amount, again the interest get increases. So for compound interest, each year the interest get increases. It is based on the principal amount. For example, take a small example. For example, you are depositing 10 rupees. You take it as 10 rupees. So the next year you'll have 10 rupees plus interest in your bank. So again the second year you will be having the interest for 10 rupees and plus that interest is the total amount, right? So like that, for example, for 10 rupees, 2 rupees was the interest you take. So in your bank account you are having 12 rupees. Then for the 12 rupees again interest you will be getting. Then 12 plus again 2 rupees interest means again 14 rupees your total amount. Then for 14 again interest is given. So like that, for compound interest, the interest increases every year. That is the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Okay, for simple interest, the interest remains same every year, but for compound interest it increases every year. This is because of the increase in principal amount. The amount which you are deposited, that is known as principal amount. Based on that principal amount, the interest get increases every year for compound interest. Now understood the difference between simple interest and compound interest? Is it clear, children? So now we'll see the problems based upon compound interest. For compound interest, there are many formulas. There are many types of formulas you are going to learn, and we'll use the simple interest formula also for the calculation. Okay, children. So now let's continue with the example problems. Okay, let's see one example problem. Okay, so just read the question, children. Find the compound interest on rupees 10,000 for 2 years at 10 percentage per annum compounded annually. So in the question, we want to find the compound interest for how many years? 2 years. And what are the things given in the question, children? The principal amount is given as 10,000 and the time is given as 2 years. We want to find the compound interest for how many years, children? 2 years. And rate is given as 10 percentage. So first thing, do you remember what is compound interest? Compound interest means the interest we are, for each year the interest gets increases, right? For 1 year, first year for 10,000 the interest will be there. Then second year what will happen, children? 10,000 plus that interest amount. That will be the principal amount for the second year. So for that amount, the interest will be generated, right? So the in compound interest, it gets increases every year. The interest is not permanent. Only for simple interest, it will remain in the interest remains same for every year. That is a difference, right? So next, we want to find the compound interest for 2 years. So first we will find the simple interest for the first year. So first we will find the simple interest for first year. So here we are going to use the simple interest formula. So what is the principal amount given? Since each year the amount get increases, we'll write here P1. Okay, principal amount we'll mention it as P1. So P1 is rupees 10,000. Principal amount for the first year is 10,000 and rate 10 percentage. And since we are finding for the first year, you'll write T is equal to 1 year. Totally how many years? 2 years. So first we are going to find the interest for first year. So we'll write T is equal to 1 year. Time is equal to 1 year. So what is the formula for simple interest? Do you remember this formula, children? P is equal, simple interest equal to P principal into rate into time divided by 100. Do you remember this formula? Last year we have learned. So here we are finding the interest for the first year. That's why we are writing simple interest 1. That means for first year. Principal amount for the first year P1 into rate into time divided by 100. This is formula. Okay. So this is a formula. Simple interest is equal to P into R into T by 100. Since this is for the first year, we are writing here 1. Simple interest 1 and principal amount 1. So what is the principal amount given in the question? 10,000. So in the place of P1, write 10,000 into the place of rate, what you will be writing? 10 into the place of time, since we are finding for 1 year now, we'll write 1 divided by 100. Cancel it, children. This 2 gets, this 2 0 get cancels and this 2 0 get cancels. So 100 into 10, 1,000, right? So rupees 1,000. So S1, SI1, simple interest for the first year we got rupees 1,000. So for the 10,000 first year, what is the simple interest we got? 1,000 rupees. The interest was 1,000 rupees. Now the second year, the principal amount will change to 10,000 plus this interest 1,000. Right? For compound interest, we will take the principal amount. How we will take? When it comes to the second year, the total amount plus the interest what we got for that particular amount. So here interest what we got? 1,000 rupees. So the second year, the principal amount becomes 10,000 plus 1,000. Second step, we are going to calculate the simple interest for the second year. So here the principal amount changes, right? For compound interest, what will happen? Amount plus interest will be the next year's principal amount, right? So amount at the end of the first year becomes principal for the second year. So there what happens? P1 is 10,000. Now there we have calculated the simple interest for the first year. What we got? 1,000 rupees. So here the P2 becomes P1. What is that P1? 10,000 plus what is the simple interest for the first year? We have calculated, children, 1,000 rupees. So 10,000 plus 1,000. We are getting 11,000 rupees. So this is the principal amount. Since not to get confused, I am writing here P1 and P2. P2 means for the second year, what is the principal amount? Amount plus interest, that is 11,000 rupees. What is rate? 10 percentage. Time, since totally 2 years, already 1 year we have calculated, remaining 1 year. So T is equal to 1 year. So simple interest for the second year. P2 into rate into time divided by 100. What is P2? 11,000 into rate 10 into time 1 year divided by 100. So this 0 get cancelled, this zeros get cancelled, again one more 0 get cancelled again. So what you got? You got, so what you got children? Simple interest for the second year we got, simple interest for second year is 1100 rupees. So next what we want to find out now, the amount at the end of second year. So what is the amount we got at the end of second year? What is the amount we got? P2 plus SI2. What is P2? 11,000. What is P2? 11,000. Already we have calculated. Now simple interest to 1100. So add it. We are getting 12,100 rupees. So the amount, final amount was 12,100 rupees. So the compound interest on rupees 10,000 at 10 percentage for 2 years compounded annually. This is a question, right? So what we got? Sum of interest at the end of each year. What is the interest for each year? So simple interest 1 for the first year and simple interest 2 for the second year. So 1000 first year, what is the simple interest we have collected? 1000 rupees. And second year, what is the interest we have collected? 1100. So what is the compound interest we have calculated for the 2 years? 2100 rupees. So what is the total compound interest we have calculated for both years? Simple interest 1 plus simple interest 2. So total amount was 2100 rupees. Is it clear children? So here compound interest means each year the interest gets increases. So we'll calculate it for each year the simple interest and finally we'll add that together. That will be the compound interest. Okay children, so here all the word problems, there will be more steps because they will be giving for 4 years, means 4 years we want to calculate. There are some other formulas also there for compound interest, so we'll see that in the next session. Okay, so please do and see these problems and go through your textbook also. Okay children, the remaining problems we'll be seeing in the next class. Thank you, children. Have a nice day. Please do your practice work and do and see the problems. If you have any doubt, you can text me in WhatsApp. So, see you in the next session, children.